Hey, welcome back to Dry Heat Tactical. Today I'm going to go over one of my first guns that I've ever purchased, basically ever built. We're going to go over the details of why I made the decisions that I did, the pieces that I got, some of the price points, and how you could possibly build one for yourself. Stay tuned. All right guys, so here's the rifle. This is going to be a BCM Aero Precision Hybrid. This was one of the, I think this was the second or third gun in my collection, but this was my first build. And I won't say it was a full build because I kind of put everything together. I mean, everything was already assembled and I just kind of pieced it together. But pretty much this gun has been in my collection for years. I love it. It's very accurate. It's nimble. I'll go over some of the details from tip to butt. However, I want to kind of touch on the reason for why I needed it and at the time why I made the decision to get it. And I think that's very important to go over is having a purpose for your guns. There's always a time and a need for just a fun gun or a range gun or something you like, but there was an actual purpose behind why I needed this. So going over the purpose for it was my first gun was a Ruger 5.56, first AR. It was a 16-inch. It had Magpul furniture, and I ended up selling it, unfortunately. And what I sold it for was I sold it for a 10.5-inch POF. And it was at the time the Wonder. It's kind of that blue rifle if you go to their website, but it was during COVID and they had they couldn't get many guns out, so they had made a 10.5 variant of it. I had originally ordered the 16-inch variant of it because I wanted to upgrade my 16-inch gun. But it had been about 9 months, maybe 10 months, still no word on it. I had already paid for it. I was waiting for it. All of a sudden, I go into the shop that I ordered it from, and they say, hey man, we just got a 10.5-inch variant. Would you like that? And I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Switch me over to that. I just want a gun. I can't really afford to not have a gun. Also at that time, I didn't have a gun. I had sold my Ruger in order to fund this venture, so I did not have a gun anymore. Took that. It was a short pistol. Loved it. Phenomenal gun. Honestly, POF slept on. They need more attention because they make some really good stuff. But my purpose was, okay, now I need a gun with a little bit more velocity, a little bit better ballistics, and something that was going to reach out to further distances. So here came a 16-inch rifle build. I wanted something that was going to be compliant with all the laws. I didn't want to have to worry about, at the time, I didn't understand like pin and welding. I also didn't want to pin and weld a muzzle device permanently to my firearm. I didn't want to have to worry about stocks or grips. I wanted to do whatever I wanted to it, and I also wanted the 16-inch barrel ballistics. So with that being said, this was born. And I wanted to be able to reach out to distance. I wanted to be able to also engage in close quarters combat if needed to. And so the piece together, we'll go over from top to bottom, but some of the reasons why this gun kind of came to fruition are budget as well as practicality. First off, at the front here, Silencer Co. Saker 5.56, and it's on a Silencer Co. flash hider. I'm not going to take it off because I don't want to get flagged by YouTube, but Silencer Co. suppressor. On the side here, we just have underneath, we just have a BCM grip. At the time, I was really a fan of the BCM grips, and I got it for a good deal. I think I paid like $5 or $10 for it from someone that was in the gun store that wanted to sell an extra one. On the side here, we have an Inforce flashlight. I actually picked this up from a shop locally to me. They were having a parts bin clear out, and I think I paid about 20, 30 bucks for it, but it was just a extra part, extra piece, and it also works very well with my hand placement. Because I am a right-handed shooter, I am able to just click it with my thumb to activate it, and I can also keep my C-clamp. I can just make a little slight adjustment, a variation to my thumb, and I can have my rifle light. Moving further back, we have put a Vortex on top, and this was actually the Vortex Viper 1-6. I remember the tier list. It goes Strike Eagle, it goes Venom, and then it goes Viper, and then it goes Razor. So I wanted to make sure that I got something with really good glass. At the time, I think Optics Planet was having a great sale on it, so I grabbed that with the caps, and it's just a Vortex mount. Wanted to throw the throw lever in there because I thought throw levers were cool and people were running them in my group that I had, and I'd just seen them and I was all for it. And I liked that you could be able to tactically throw left and right, whatever zoom you're at, without having to twist the dial. I know, either way is fine, but I wanted the throw lever. On top, holding all of those devices is a BCM 16-inch upper. Not the Mark II, just the BCM Enhanced Lightweight 16-inch upper. I went with enhanced lightweight because at the time I didn't want this to be a heavy gun. I knew I was adding extra length and I didn't want to add a whole lot of extra weight. And at the time in my gym career, I wasn't also as strong as I am now. So I just wanted something that was a little bit easier to carry. Sorry. Going down into the lower receiver, Aero Precision. Just heard about the company. Found out that they were having a fantastic sale, as they always are. They're literally always having a sale. I don't think you'll ever buy, if you buy something from Aero Precision and pay full price and there's no sale on it, I think you're doing something wrong. There is usually always a sale on everything they have. And sometimes it's 5%, sometimes it's like 30% if you wait for Black Friday. At the time, the Aero Precision lower, I can't remember the exact cost. I think it was like $200. So, and I threw a CMG trigger in there, got a nice 3.5 pound pull weight, flat. Can't say enough about the good things about the trigger. I just wanted a flat trigger that I could go fast with at the time. Thinking back on it now, I would say that I'm more of a curved trigger person, but at the time I wanted flat, I wanted fast, and I thought they were really cool. And every other gun had a curved trigger and I wanted a flat trigger. So, but it is also very practical. It is not a useless part. It is actually a very practical trigger. Timney is a local company to where I live here in Arizona, and I stopped by their warehouse and picked up one of their safety selectors. It is an ambidextrous safety selector. However, it's a short throw. And the only difference between this and like the Radian is that the Radian has the shorter ambidextrous piece right here, full length on this side, shorter on this side. The Timney trigger is going to be full on both. I highly recommend the trigger. I like it a lot, and it's very positive, very tactile, very light. I have used the Radians. I have that in one of my other builds. It's a little bit stiffer for sure, but it also has a fantastic feel. Radian is a very good gold standard safety to have, but if you're ever looking into Timney, would highly recommend them. The charging handle is just going to be a basic ambidextrous charging handle that I got from a local shop. It has a Darth Vader helmet on it. I do want to switch it out for an ambidextrous Radian Raptor, maybe the SD version, but I picked this one up locally because it was something that I thought was cool at the time. I'm not 100% certain on the build quality, but I would definitely upgrade the charging handle to something a little bit better. It's worked great though over the last 5 years, so I can't really complain about it. Other than that, we have the Magpul grip, Magpul SLS stock, and if you're a fan of the B5 SOT mod stock, I would highly recommend trying out the SLS by Magpul. This one is going to have a tighter fit. It does not wobble around. There's 2 leaf springs in the bottom that pinch against the side of the buffer tube, creating a better seal up. It's a tight stock, however, I am a huge fan of it, and I would really recommend using this over the B5. However, I'm a huge fan of B5. I think I have a lot of B5 stocks in my collection that you'll see over time. Overall, the rifle put together, extremely accurate. Very smooth, very accurate, very lightweight. It's butter. I have nothing but good things to say about it. I think the farthest I've taken it out to is about 450, 500 yards, and I had no problem hitting targets, especially with only the 6 magnification. I did have it rested. I wasn't standing, but I did have it rested up against a bag. It was a lot of fun, and I did not experience too much gas back in the face. With it being a 16-inch gun, there is less gas that is going to come back into my face. However, anytime that you're suppressing a weapon, you are going to get a lot more gas back in your face. I also think I missed 2 components here. This is a BCM bolt carrier group, by the way. It came with the upper, and BCM right now, if you buy an upper from them, they still have this promotion where you can get a free BCG. And the reason why I do this is because they've said it's limited time deal, but I'm pretty sure it's been going on for over a year. So couldn't recommend BCM more. They are a phenomenal company, and if you were looking into your first rifle, I would always purchase a BCM. This is actually a great way to get into a rifle and also build a gun without building a gun. These are 2 pieces. I've took this piece, and you snap them together. I can't show you how to do it, but this is a really easy, there was complete lower, complete upper, and then the rest of the upgrades, some of my buddies helped me or a local gun shop helped me. And I couldn't recommend this combination more. This is reliable, this is budget friendly, it's great. The other component that I missed was this Haley Strategic 2-point sling. It has an adjustable toggle here that'll slide back and forth to allow you to adjust the tightness of the sling. Small pad here to kind of help when it rubs against your shoulder. And that gets all tied up here. And I have a little bit of a paracord elastic band that straps right here and keeps the sling together when I'm not using it. And then whenever I do need to use it, just pull it out, ready to go. These are also great for cable management. I have one on my HK 416 and it's got all the wires just wrapped up on one cable. Works fantastic. I believe they're from T-Rex Arms as well. Not 100% sure on that. So, final price for this build, it's easily sub 2,000. I don't know the exact number, but this is easily sub 2,000, and it's a phenomenal rifle. This is going to run. This is going to last you a long time, and the components are from reputable brands. Aero Precision has done phenomenal things. BCM has done amazing things in the gun world, and they're both recognizable names. If you wanted to get into something, this would be a way to go. I don't have any plans to necessarily change it in the future. The only thing that I might do is the light could use an upgrade. The lumens are very low. I would replace this with a Streamlight ProTac with the pressure pad on top, or if I wanted to shell out the cash, I would go with a Surefire, the Scoutlight Turbo, and also use a pressure pad up top. That's kind of the modern way of doing things, and it's very functional. It works great. The TLR, or sorry, not the TLR, the Streamlight ProTac is going to be about $100 to $150 depending on where you buy it and what sale you're going to get. And then the Surefire light, if you get a good deal on Palmetto State Armory, you'll probably spend anywhere from $280 to $330. Pressure pad's going to be an additional amount of money. Tail switch for the pressure pad is going to be an additional set of money. That would be an expensive light optic, but I would probably upgrade to that. The other thing I need to do is get some backup irons. I know the conversation right now has been back and forth on whether or not you should or shouldn't get backup irons, whether or not they're useful anymore. I know people that swear by it and people that say, man, it's not gonna matter. But I'm still on the boat of getting some backup iron sights. The only thing I would like to consider, though, or that I would like you to consider, is when you get backup iron sights, if your main optic is blocking those iron sights, meaning that you cannot flip those iron sights up and see them through your optic, then you need to have some kind of quick detach system for your optic. There are risers, there are mounts, there are certain optics that are designed to co-witness with your sights, or they raise the optic up, and then underneath there's a window that allows you to see your backup iron sights. This is neither. I would not be able to see my iron sights very well through this unless I got some really high, like maybe the CAC iron sights or the Midwest Industries iron sights that flip up pretty high. I don't think I'd be able to see them. Point being is, you need to, these optic mounts will come with QD levers. A lot of them do now, like quick detach levers or Scalar Works. I've used their mounts. The knob twist system, 2 knobs that you twist off, that'll allow it to get off really quickly. This, I would actually need a tool, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws that I'd have to undo. Not the fastest if my optic goes down. So here I am, I'm firing. Oh my God, somehow my glass is broken. I need to use my backup sights. I'm gonna have to run to cover, find my tool wherever it is at, if I even remember to bring it, undo this, throw this off, and then flip up my iron sights and then re-engage. And let me tell you, if you're in a no shit situation, I'm pretty sure there's not a moment where you can go, hold on, gotta take care of something real quick, be back in 5, we'll resume then. Not gonna happen. So consider that when placing backup iron sights for an optic is, can you see through the optic with the iron sights, or do you have some form of quick detach system that'll allow you to throw your optic or your IR laser off the gun so that you can use your backup iron sights? I've said that word about 10 times. I think if I had, yeah, okay. Folks, that's the gun build. I appreciate you listening to me. I don't know if I've provided any help. As far as the parts and pieces, I think these are all very specific, purpose-driven, well-selected pieces. I have used them for now about 5 years. This gun has not changed, so they've been tested with quite a few rounds. And I would stand by all of these products, except for the charging handle. It's worked, but buy a Radian, buy something else with a little bit more of a name brand. Other than that, I think this is a fantastic gun. I would recommend all these parts. If you have questions, let me know. Put in the comments what you think I could improve on, what you think I did wrong. This was a gun build that I did 5 years ago, almost 6 years ago, and this was my second or third gun. I tried to come up with a purpose for it, and I tried to have a reason for why I needed it, but this was my mindset back then. Now, it's definitely changed a little bit, and you'll see that with some other videos that I do of my guns and some of the decisions I made, but overall, this is what I got. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate you watching. And as always, stay cool.